Sup peeps, and welcome to something a little bit different. As you know, I'm doing my Pokemon Yellow Let's Play Professor Oak challenge at the moment. But Papa C just kind of came out with this the other day. Pokemon Fire Red Hardcore Nuzlocke Red Pokemon only, no items, no over leveling. Now, I'll be honest, I saw the first 4 or 5 minutes, but I was finding it so hilarious that I thought a reaction to this would be brilliant. So, I thought, I'll stop it, go back to the beginning, and do a reaction. As you know, I love my Pokemon. After all, I'm doing a Professor Oak challenge at the moment on Pokemon Yellow, and Papa C does some pretty awesome challenges, so let's see how well he pulls this off. The beginning part was absolutely hilarious, so let's watch him hammer away in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail at a Pokemon Fire Red Hardcore Nuzlocke. So, if you're new here and you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up. If you dislike it, smash that thumbs down. But drop a comment down below and tell me why you disliked it to help me improve. I've got a GoFundMe, link in the description down below. It'd be greatly appreciated if you please donate. Please and thank you. With that being said, let's get into this.
Pokemon Challenge videos have been popular for quite a while now and have been changing ever so slightly as time went on. From the original solo run started by Pika Spray, to type challenges, to whatever you call this, and there's just a lot out there. One thing I've never seen done though was a Pokemon Challenge using only... Explain. Each Pokemon is given one color, no matter how many... how a Alolan going on it, but it's only categorized to be a green. To do hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Fire Red by only using red colored Pokemon. And Pokemon we can use in Fire Red. It's like the Charmander, Seaking, Flareon. Unfortunately, this isn't red. That would just make too much sense.
Yeah, Pokemon and colors, they just I'm about to listen to it on one side, so that side, the earphones no good. I need to get some new earphones.
For Fire Red over Leaf Green because for one, it
just
has
work.
red in the title.
I've got a good pair of headphones.
So it makes sense.
I've got these.
Second, because
they don't have a microphone.
It's exclusive to Fire Red, which eventually evolves into a red.
Which I would still
although they look more purple if you ask me, while Vileplume is... I'll take it. I actually learned this the hard way because I started recording this challenge on the Leaf Green version because Magmar is exclusive to Leaf Green and is also a red Pokemon, and then I realized that it'd be possible to be more valuable than a Magmar. Now this is the only instance where we're going to have a Pokemon in Oddish.
I'm actually getting the audio on both sides.
Going to evolve into a red Pokemon.
I hope my phone doesn't move.
It's going to ultimately end up being a red Pokemon. I think it's pretty fair to use, especially since we can evolve it into Vileplume pretty early on. For the other rules, we can only catch one Pokemon per area, so long as it fits the pool of red Pokemon.
But does that mean that
if a Pokemon
you can only catch the first Pokemon you see or the first red Pokemon you see?
No over leveling before entering the gym. Set the battle style to set, and no healing items in battle. If you've ever seen my other Nuzlocke or challenge videos like this in the past, then you should know what to expect, which could be a good or a bad thing. This is my first time doing some type of challenge like this, so hopefully everything goes well and I don't accidentally mess anything up. And if you want to support the channel and see more Pokemon videos, make sure to leave a like, as one like goes a long way.
Once I get
also consider subscribing since we're so
my Raspberry Pi computer,
subscriber milestone, and with all that out of the way, let's hammer away at Pokemon
be making
Fire Red
more edited content, and more stuff kind of like this, rather than just raw Let's Plays, raw reactions.
So
I don't have the way to edit.
I don't space. Red because of the challenge, and his name just so happens to be Red anyway. And then I decided
at the moment, all I can do is raw reactions
red,
because of
green, which
my
also
limitations.
happens to be our rival's Japanese name. As we
I
load
also
up in our room, the first thing
want
I do is change the text
look into becoming a VTuber.
Red, of course, and then
VTube
go
Studio, I think it's called.
Oak and pick our starter Pokemon.
I've got some ideas for VTubing. I'd much rather be doing VTubing than Facecam.
I decided to not pick Squirtle since it is also not red, so I picked Charmander because it is red. I named it
Well,
Napoleon
I don't know.
because if you didn't
Charmander's
know,
a little bit more
Charmander,
orange
a
than
very
red, I'd
big and
say,
scary
but,
looking dragon-like monster, isn't really that big or tall at only 5'7" tall, much like the real-life version of Napoleon. Napoleon is also often depicted as wearing some sort
And see,
of red
everyone
sash
says that
too,
Napoleon
so
was
I guess
short.
it kind of fits
I
the
mean,
theme even more.
5'7"
After this,
is not
going
that
through the
short.
Viridian Forest with a fire
I
type
always
was pretty
thought
easy
that
enough, and
Napoleon
for
was
Brock's
like
gym
4 foot
battle, the
something
level
because
cap
of
is going
Napoleon
to be 14.
complex.
Charmander
No,
learns
like,
Metal Club before that.
Napoleon is
However,
like,
I know that
Napoleon's
the only way
taller than
you can
me.
possibly beat Brock
Like-
in this challenge is just by getting lucky. I learned this from the scrapped leaf green attempt that I did recently, where I just had to keep resetting until Brock's Onyx either missed the move, my Metal Claw got a critical hit, or if I got enough Metal Claw attack boost to knock out the Onyx. I decided to just save in front of Brock's gym for all of these attempts since it was all luck dependent and I didn't want to reset and play through this point so many times, which might
So,
be considered cheating, but
yeah,
after what
that's
I
a little
think
bit
was
cheating
about
to do with
9
Nuzlocke,
attempts,
but
we get lucky enough by Onyx randomly going
I
for
guess
a
it's a
tackle
hardcore
when a
Nuzlocke.
rock tomb
I mean,
would have
I
killed
don't-
me,
I've
and
done
then missing a
Nuzlockes,
rock tomb on the
but,
following
like,
turn, allowing us to knock it out with Metal Claw, and also getting us
drop a
level up
comment
to level
below if you want me
16,
to
since at the
do a
start of the
Nuzlocke
fight I was
as
just
my
a
next one
hair below
after
level 15.
after
At this
my,
point I also realized
Restored
that
Challenge.
making sure I'm below the level cap will be kind of hard, especially early on with our limited Pokemon, since there's so many trainers we have to battle. The next level cap is 21 for Misty's gym, which really isn't that far off, so I do have to be careful, but right outside Mount Moon we can buy this Magikarp since it's red, adding a second member to our team.
I always
It's
buy the
basically
Magikarp,
useless,
as you
and it
should
will
know
just be
from the
something we
Pokemon Yellow
sack
Let's
off
Play.
later on most likely, because of course we can't evolve it since Gyarados is blue, but I decided to name it Joan after the Joan
Unless
art
it's
to
a
stick
shiny.
with our French
If it's a
theme.
shiny, then
We get
it's
our first
red.
actual encounter in Mount Moon though, which is Paris, which isn't the strongest Pokemon, but it can definitely help us out later on and can definitely be a valuable member to our team. Since we're apparently doing a French theme now in this playthrough, I of course decided to name the Paris France. This brings us into
Instead of
Cerulean
Paris.
City, where we are stuck in a pickle and not even the good kind, because although we do have Paris, which
I'm
can
not a
help
fan of
against
pickles.
Misty a little bit with Leech Life on her part
I
second
mean, I
type
pickled
Starmie,
eggs,
it's only a 20
but
base
I'm
power
not a
move,
fan
which
of
is
like
incredibly weak.
actual pickle
Charmeleon
pickles.
is basically useless, and Magikarp is, well, a Magikarp, so I know that we have to
Well,
go
Magikarp
battle
can
our
learn
rival
tackle.
and the trainers on the Nugget Bridge
So you could
first,
use Magikarp
while somehow not
if-
being over-leveled. I decided
if
to
you
get
don't
France
evolve
to about
it,
level
you
21
could
and Napoleon
use
to 20,
a
since
Magikarp,
I know that
because
I'll
you can
need to
get,
use Napoleon a
you
lot
can use
until
tackle.
we go through this route and get an Oddish,
It'd be
which
quite
is why I'm
useless,
doing
but-
this part before the Misty fight. The rival fight goes by pretty easily, with the Charmeleon taking care of most of our rival's team, and then France taking care of his Abra and Squirtle. Surprisingly, Charmeleon and Paris actually cover each other very well. I guess it's not too surprising since one's a fire type and one's a grass type, but as I head through the bridge, I realize that Charmeleon is definitely going to be over-leveled for this gym fight, but I really need to catch this Oddish, otherwise I know I'll have no chance against Misty unless I get incredibly lucky and rely on getting a lot of Stun Spore paralysis on Misty's Pokemon, since her Starmie could easily two-shot me. I then realized that even if Charmeleon is going to be a bit over the cap, I won't use Charmeleon in the actual gym battle anyway, so
Well, yeah,
although
it'd be
this
kind of
might be
useless.
against the rules and the second time
Like,
in like the last 2
Napoleon
minutes
would
that
just
I'm possibly
die
cheating in
outright.
this run, it at
It'd be
least
like the
won't have
Battle of
a
Waterloo
direct
over
impact
again.
on the gym fight. I eventually find the Oddish, name it Grape, which I guess doesn't really fit in the French theme too much, but I guess French people like wine and wines come from grapes, which is kind of a stretch, but it'll do. Then I get to level 21 where it evolves into Gloom. Still not technically a red Pokemon, but once it's Vileplume, it'll be red, so I'll take it.
I
Grape
prefer
has the
Gloom
move
over
Absorb,
Vileplume,
so the gym
but
battle
that's just
against
me.
Misty goes by in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, thanks to Absorb healing us up, allowing us to tank hits pretty easily. Next up, we have to go to Vermilion City and into the SS Anne for another rival fight against Green, where the level cap is now 24 for Lieutenant Surge. The start of the fight goes by pretty well for us until Green sends out his Kadabra. I thought I was being smart, so I switch out Napoleon to go into Paris, or France I should say,
Oh.
thinking it could tank a hit
France
from
has
the second
fallen.
type Pokemon and then kill it with a Leech Life, because that's how I took care of the Abra in the last rival fight, but Confusion does over half damage and Charmeleon is pretty weak, so I am forced to let France go down unfortunately. I really should have leveled it up a bit to the cap
No,
of
that's nothing new
24
for
since it would
France.
have evolved by then and possibly taken a hit better and also maybe learned some new moves here and there. But thankfully we still have Gloom to handle his starter Pokemon, which is a water type, and win the battle. I decided to keep France as an HM slave for now since it can learn Cut, which is kinda cool, and we needed to get into the next gym, and I also taught Charmeleon the Dig team we got from Cerulean City to help against Surge's electric type Pokemon. I spam Dig against Surge and lay waste to most of his team, but get a little scared when he sends out Raichu. It keeps going for a double team and eventually paralyzes my Charmeleon, and I know the only chance we have of defeating this Pokemon is by breaking through the paralysis and connecting with a Dig through all of these double teams. This was a very close call, and I really thought we would end the run here and have to restart for our 12th attempt after all of those Brock attempts, but thankfully we land a Dig and get the one-hit KO on the Raichu, giving us the 3rd gym badge. I'm still a little bit upset about losing France since I thought it would be a great Pokemon for this run, but luckily we do still have a few cool encounters between now and the next gym fight against Erica's Grass-type Pokemon, and even though we did lose a Grass-type Pokemon from France, we do still have Gloom, which is a Grass-type. From here we have to go through the rock tunnel, but first we need the Flash HM to make going through it a bit easier, so I catch a few random Pokemon to meet the Aide's Pokedex quota, so he gives us Flash, and coincidentally, France can learn Flash. I proceed across the route and into the patch of grass on the coast right near the rock tunnel, where we get our next red encounter, being Voltorb. This will be a great addition to our team since it's a brand new type, an electric type, so I called it and named it Voltaire after the French philosopher Voltaire to keep up with the French theme, and it also has Volt in the name, which is just fitting for an electric type Pokemon. I also made sure to avoid as many trainers as possible from here on out because I felt like it would be really easy to accidentally overlevel, something I've been worrying about for this whole run pretty much. So between this point and Celadon, I avoid every possible trainer that I could. Celadon City is a big city for us, literally and figuratively, because there's a lot we can do here, like get an Eevee, which I named Eleanor, and we can also get a Firestone to evolve that Eevee into Flareon, since Flareon is of course considered red in this game, and we can also use the Leaf Stone to evolve a Grape into Vileplume, which will also change it from a blue Pokemon to a red Pokemon. I also thought that maybe we'd be able to catch a Growlithe too, since it's red and can be found nearby, and it's at least more red than Vileplume, but no, it's considered a brown Pokemon instead for some reason, so we can't catch it. Our next task though is to take on Erica's Grass-type gym, with the level cap being level 29. Since we have Charmeleon, we're able to get through her very quickly, although we do have a bit of a scare with her Victory Bell paralyzing me, which was her first Pokemon by the way, and critting me with Acid, knocking me to about just below half health. I stayed in anyway, which is a bit risky since all I had at this point was Grape the Vileplume and the Magikarp, which I haven't even sent out yet, but could still be used as death fodder later on. But we're luckily able to break through thanks to our plot armor and defeat her, giving us the 4th gym badge. I really thought that if we got unlucky and got full parried or got critted again, it would be the end for Charmeleon. From here though, we have a lot of Team Rocket stuff to take care of, like the Game Corner hideout, and we also have an increased level cap. I'm not really sure how this works since although Giovanni's Pokemon are around the same level as Erica's Pokemon that we just battled, the next gym leader's gym level cap is level 43, which is considerably higher. I decided to mainly use Charmeleon for this area anyway, and it eventually gets level 36 and evolves into Charizard. I also bought the Brick Break TM from the department store in town to give to Charizard to help against Giovanni's normal-type Kangaskhan, and once I battle Giovanni, Vileplume takes care of his 2 Rock-type Pokemon with Absorb pretty easily. I probably should have taught Grape Giga Drain by now since we just got it from defeating Erica, but luckily we're able to win anyway. Now we can go all the way back to Lavender Town and go into the Pokemon Tower to save Mr. Fuji and have another rival fight against
but you wouldn't even need to
Here we can avenge France, that sentence has a lot of layers to it, who fell to green in the SS and I leave with Voltaire on his Pidgeotto since it recently evolved into Electrode. Electrotypes are great for our rival since he also has a Blastoise, and between Napoleon, Voltaire, and Grape, I'm able to counter his team incredibly well. After defeating him, we eventually save Mr. Fuji and get the Poke Flute, although we unfortunately can't catch any of the Snorlaxes, which would be kinda cool since Snorlax is a pretty good Pokemon. I would have possibly liked to have catch it so we could take the leftovers that Snorlax can hold, which is a fantastic item, but instead I just run away and make it into Fuchsia City. I even tried to teach a Pokemon Thief to see if I can steal the leftovers. I'm not even sure if that really works, but unfortunately nothing could learn Thief. But once in Fuchsia City, the first thing I do is collect the HM for Surf from the Safari Zone and the Gold Teeth in order to trade the Gold Teeth to the Warden for the Strength HM, and I also pick up the Super Rod. The Super Rod is incredibly useful for us since it allows us to catch Krabby, a red Pokemon, by fishing in Pallet Town amongst some other places, but I caught it in Pallet Town and named it King Louie. And the Super Rod also allows us to catch a Goldeen, which I don't do right now since Goldeen is very common and can be caught in a lot of areas, but if we ever need another Pokemon or we lose King Louie, we have the option of getting another water type pretty easily. I then begin to strategize for Koga's poison type gym, one of the harder gym leaders in the game in my opinion, and realize I really
Sabrina's
have
the
nothing
hardest.
to hit him super effectively. I guess I could use Dig from Charizard on his Muck, but his other 3 poison Pokemon have Levitate and are immune to Dig, and have self-destruct, which is pretty scary. I then realized there is another red Pokemon we can get before this gym battle, which does very well for this gym. That Pokemon is Jinx, however we can only get it by trading a Poliwhirl to someone in Cerulean City in Fire Red.
I mean,
we can catch a
I
Poliwag in quite a
guess
few areas such
you
as
could call
Fuchsia
Jinx
City,
red,
which I
but
do,
technically
and
I'd say Jinx is
evolve
more
it, then
purple.
trade it for the Jinx. I'm unsure if
But
this is against the
it's
rules
still
or
the
not,
same-
but since this is all made up
it's the same
rules
thing
in
as
this
Vileplume.
challenge that I changed a little bit to fit the red Pokemon criteria,
Escargot,
I don't think it
I
really
saw that.
matters. And also,
I
I
saw
just
that
wanted to
naming
use
there.
a Jinx.
I've actually
Granted,
ate Escargot
I did
before.
just omit from catching a
Escargot's not bad.
Snorlax for the same very reason, as it would have required us to catch a non-red Pokemon, but then that begs the question of, did I cheat when I caught Pokemon just to get the Flash HM? So it opens a whole can of worm. Did I cheat? Did I not cheat? I don't know, but I have the Jinx anyway.
I would say
so
it's
I go to
fine.
Saffron City, get the Psychic TM
I
from
would say
Mr.
it's
Psychic
fine.
and teach it Psychic, which is great for the Fuchsia City Gym. The Jinx was nicknamed Zinx, which I thought was a really weird name, but I go into Koga's Poison type gym anyway, which I thought would be a very difficult battle, but I really underestimated just how strong Jinx is, or overestimated how bulky Koga's Pokemon are, since Jinx outsped and one-shot his entire team with Psychic, giving us the 5th gym badge. So far we're doing really well with our only reset
rarely
being
ever
back
use
in
Jinx.
Brock's gym so far, and our only fallen Pokemon being France to our rival in the SS Sand. Rest in peace,
Which-
France, I miss you very much.
Yeah.
And although we may have
France
bent the
tends to
rules a
fall.
little bit here and there, we made it farther than I thought. Now we can go to Saffron City and take care of some more events like the Silphco, which has been taken over by Team Rocket. Here we can lay waste to our rival yet again, with his team being very similar to what it was in Lavender Town. I led with Voltaire again on his lead Pidgeot to knock it out in 2 hits with Spark. Then Voltaire also takes out his Growlithe, and then on his Execute I take it out with Flareon since it knows Bite by now. I also gave Flareon the black classes to boost Bite a little bit, mainly for Sabrina's gym, which is coming up pretty soon. And then Grape takes care of our rivals Blastoise, giving us another
There's a
win
space
against
right now.
Green.
It is.
For the Giovanni fight, I mainly use our newly acquired King Louie to type trump his ground type Pokemon with Surf, and then I use Napoleon to knock out his Kangaskhan with Brick Break yet again. We are rewarded with the Master Ball for our endeavors, and I don't think I can really use this much anymore unless I want to use it on a Goldeen or go use it on a Magmar if I could find one in the Sevi Islands. I'm not even sure if I have access to that area in the little bit of Sevi Islands we had before the post game, so I just prepare to fight Sabrina for now. The level cap here is the exact same level cap as always for Koga, being 43, which I didn't realize until just now, but luckily everything but Jinx is below that level cap, so I don't use Jinx for this fight since it
Fair
leveled up to
enough.
level 44. In the Sabrina battle, I led with Eleanor the Flareon since she has Bite to take out her lead Kadabra, then it also takes out her Mr. Mime, although we are put to below half health between a Future Sight and some other attacks. I decided to stay in anyway, and I eventually take out the Mr. Mime with 3
Ooh, that's
HP
so
to spare.
close.
So on her Venomoth, I go to
No.
Charizard, take it out with Flamethrower, and then I 2-shot her Alakazam with Flamethrower for the 6th gym badge. This one was actually a little bit scary, but from here I rushed down to Cinnabar Island and just used King Louie to defeat Blaine incredibly quickly. Typically, if you have a decent water type in this game with the move Surf, you can beat Blaine super quickly, as most of his Pokemon got one-shotted anyway. And I didn't even really bother to level up the team too much outside of any random XP I got from the Pokemon Mansion, since I knew that type trumping him would just be enough. Looking back on this,
Yeah,
if
Blaine
Kingler
tends to be
fainted,
easy,
I'm not
especially
really
after
sure what I would
Sabrina.
have done.
Like,
I am sure
Sabrina
that
is so
Charizard would have
difficult,
been good enough
and then
for
you got
this
Blaine,
gym,
it's
as
just
well as
like,
maybe Voltaire,
what?
but now that just leaves the 8th and final gym badge against Giovanni back in Viridian City. This is another gym where King Louis matches up well against, as in Giovanni's fight I'm able to take out his first 4 Pokemon very easily with water type attacks. It was a bit risky staying in on Nidoking when I only had 53 HP left on Kingler, but luckily we outsped it, lived a hit, and then 2-shot it with Surf. What made it even more
Stop
risky is I only
taking
had
so many
53
risks,
HP
Papa
left,
C.
and the Earthquake
Oh,
from
no.
Nidoqueen, which is a weaker offensive Pokemon than Nidoking, did 30 damage, so I very easily could have died there. From here though, I play it safe, which I
Stop
should have done
taking
from
so
the
many
start
risks.
for his final Pokemon in Rhyhorn by going into Grape to Giga Drain it for the victory, giving us the 8th gym badge. Next up we have another rival battle, which I go in with just about the same formula as we've had since Lavender Town against our rival, which is to lead with Voltaire to take care of his flying type Pokemon Pidgeot, use King Louis on his Rhyhorn, Napoleon on his Execute, Grape on the Blastoise, Eleanor for his Alakazam, and finally King Louis again on his Growlithe. Really wish we could have at least caught a Growlithe. I don't understand why Growlithe isn't red in this game. I think it really would have been cool if we could have had a Growlithe. Granted, we do have a fire type already, but Growlithe is just a pretty cool Pokemon that should be red. But from here, I just go into the Victory Road and make it to the Elite Four entrance, where we have quite
I've seen
a lot
videos on
going
like
to
the
do
colours of
for our
Pokemon
next
and how
upcoming battles.
I think it was
I noticed that the
MNJTV did a
champion
video
Green's
on it.
best Pokemon is
And
level
yeah.
63, while Lorelei, the first member of the Elite Four, has her lowest level Pokemon being 52, which is quite the level gap between them. I guess the level cap here would technically be level 63 then, since that's the highest level Pokemon here, but I go to only 60 anyway, to make the actual Elite Four matches a bit more intense, since I thought 63 would be too high. I try my best to fix my movesets as much as I can, and unfortunately can't get Thunderbolt for Voltaire because it's a Game Corner prize and I don't have enough money or luck to get the coins for it. To recap the team though, before we head into the final fight, we have Voltaire the Electrode, Eleanor the Flareon, Grape the Vaporeon, Napoleon the Charizard, Zinx the Jinx, and King Louis the Kingler to round out our red only Pokemon
Nice slip
team
up.
on Pokemon
Why are you?
Fire Red.
Team
So
Rocket
first up
from the
Elite
first
Four is
Pokemon movie.
Lorelei, so I lead with Voltaire since most of her team is part water type.
Please tell
This
me you
works out
did that
pretty
on
well at the
purpose.
start until she sends out her Lapras, which takes a Spark and lives with over half health, so it won't be a 2-hit KO.
Wow,
Thunderbolt
that's tanky.
really would have helped here, and since I am confused from her Confuse Ray, I have to switch
Lapras
out.
is
So I go
tankier
into
than I
Eleanor
thought.
since Lapras is paralyzed, and I
Oh,
figured it would be
no.
able to live a hit even
No.
for a water move,
Oh.
and I wouldn't need Flareon for the rest of this fight. And by switching, it got rid of Voltaire's confusion so I could switch back into it. So when I go back into Electrode,
Did
the
you
Lapras
have to change to
unfortunately doesn't
Eleanor?
get full parry
Like,
again, it goes for
why
Surf
did you
and puts
change-
Electrode on dangerously low health. This puts us in quite the terrible spot, so I go into Grape thinking she'd go for Surf again, but no, she Ice Beams for some reason instead, so I have to switch out again since I'm below half health. I go into King Louis here to take some hits, and luckily Rock Tomb does some decent damage to her Lapras. She's able to outpace me though with full restores and all that though, and confuse rays and stuff, causing King Louis to fall. This is our first death since France back in the SS, and so I go back into Jinx to try to take out the Lapras
It's not Lewis, it's
but
King Louis.
instead her Lapras lives again, then goes for Body Slam, and of course gets the paralysis on me, so I have to switch once more. I go to Charizard here hoping she won't go for a water move randomly, and luckily she doesn't. She body slams again and doesn't paralyze me this time, so I take it out with Brick Break. I then use Flamethrower on her final Jinx to knock it out to defeat Lorelei with one death, unfortunately. Second is Bruno, so I lead with Grape the Vileplume to take out his Onix, then
you sure it's not Grape the Vaporeon?
Jinx to Type Trumpet with Psychic. On the next Onix, I go into Grape to Giga Drain it, then I Sleep Powder his Machamp to give me a safe switch-in into Jinx. It ends up waking up first turn though, I mean why wouldn't it wake up first turn? Goes for a Scary Face to lower my speed so I'm now slower, and then knocks Zinx out. This means that Lance will be near impossible to defeat now without our Ice-type Pokemon, so I go into Eleanor just to get one-shotted by the Machamp even though I outsped it and got a burn off. I'm pretty sure this Machamp has no guard and not the guts ability too, because I remember another time when I was playing Fire Red, I went for Fly and got hit by a Stone Edge from Machamp because of the no guard ability, which is the whole reason why I didn't teach Charizard Fly for this gym. I only had it had Wing Attack. But the Machamp also ends up knocking out
it's the E4, not Gym.
All that's really left now is Charizard.
How many
and
mistakes in your
Vileplume,
script
and
do you
luckily
have,
Charizard's
Papacy?
able to take out the rest of his team.
Surely this is a script
For
and not
Agatha, I don't really know what to do.
off the cuff.
Vileplume is useless against her Ghost and Poison type Pokemon, so I guess I have to rely on Charizard to just flamethrower her whole team. Can't go for Earthquake because in this generation her Gengars have Levitate, but she keeps putting me to sleep or going for a double team and then healing when she gets low, so I know that we won't win. I try my best anyway and ends up losing after a few turns of struggling, losing the red only Pokemon run against Agatha in the Elite Four. Overall, this was a really fun run though, since red Pokemon are quite good and provide a pretty diverse team, something that you wouldn't expect because you would assume
I was
that
actually
most
expecting
red Pokemon
Papacy to actually
types, although
beat
we only had
the challenge.
2 fire types
I wasn't expecting to lose
I think
it.
that beating this game in a hardcore Nuzlocke with only red Pokemon and possibly some other colors is definitely possible if you prepare a bit more than I did and don't get as unlucky as I did with the first turn wake-ups and the paralysis that happened in the Elite Four.
Yeah, that's some bad luck,
That if
to
I
be
had
fair.
Thunderbolt, I would
That's
have
some bad RNG.
Lapras a lot easier, would have not lost my Kingler, and if that Machamp stayed asleep for at least another turn, I think we probably would have kept Jings as well, but there's really no way for me to know that for sure. If you do want to see more color challenges like this, I guess you can call them that, or other Pokemon videos from me in general, then be sure to let me know by leaving a like down below and commenting down below letting me know what you want to see.
Wow, I was not expecting Papacy to actually lose the challenge in the end. That caught me off guard. I was expecting him to actually be able to lose to Agatha. Well,
and also subscribe so you don't miss any of those future uploads. With all that out of the way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you all next time, and...
If you love Papacy...
Yeah, no, I was not expecting Papacy to lose that challenge. I was expecting him to win. Wow, that caught me off guard. But no, that's actually a brilliant idea, doing like specific colour runs. Like, I like that. And I might drop a comment down below and let me know if you want to see me do a specific colour run, like do a pink run, because pink seems to be my signature colour. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, smash the thumbs up. If you disliked it, smash the thumbs down. But drop a comment down below and let me know why. My GoFundMe is linked in the description down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Please donate. Anything would help me grow this out exponentially. And go subscribe to Papacy. He makes brilliant Pokemon content. I've been watching his content for quite a while. Like, his beating Pokemon as intended is a brilliant series, as well as his other Pokemon challenge videos. Go subscribe to him. He's brilliant. Anyways, with that being said, peace out and namaste, peeps.